It is time to go racing. Up front will be Giancarlo and Juho on the front row. Harry Vossmeyer and Adam Barker on the second row. Nick Sorensen, Maximilian Gunther on the third row. Simon Zierk, Ray Bartnowski on the fourth row. Chris Perry and Mike Dalling rounding out the top 10. 11th is Scott Nalawi and Mike Marshall is 12th. 13th is McCready. Gregorio Caridi is 14th. Dylan Steinbach 15th and Matt Zepka is 16th. Rudolph Gunther 17th. Janet Gunther 18th. James Crook 19th. 20th is Jason Wahlberg. Then Todd English, Martin Johnson, Clayton Allen, Matthew Allen, and Ryan Snyder round out this 25-car field. There they are, getting lined up for the start. And there you can see they are just before the final corner. And of course, once things get underway, we'll be riding along with some of the drivers. It looks like Ryan Snyder does not grid. The other 24 cars do take to the grid here, so we'll see if Ryan Snyder starts from pit road after everybody comes by. The pace car will drop off. The pit road entry is as they come up the hill. It'll be on the right-hand side. There goes the pace car. Giancarlo will lead them down. Here they come up the hill waiting for the green flag. And Giancarlo down and away. Green flag in the air. Now Juho in second has his hands full with Harry. This is going to get interesting into turn one. Everybody so far gets through turn one okay. And looks like, oh my goodness, Giancarlo has had an incident. As we were watching everybody come through turn one, Giancarlo clipped the apron going through turn one. He is losing a ton of time. Harry is now in the lead, but Juho is battling with him side by side. Giancarlo all the way back to 24th position. And you can see there on the track map, he is way behind. As the side-by-side battle for the lead continues, and it looks like Harry is going to come out on top. Through the carousel they go as Harry leads them through. This is where we're saying the Porsche is the most dominant. Through the carousel and then down this straightaway. And through this kink, the Porsche is said if you hit the line right, you can hold it wide open. It was one of the few cars that you can do it. Ray Bartnowski had an off track. Let's see what happened if he had any. Looks like he might have just caught a little bit of the grass there. Just went a little bit wide. Juho currently in second, but for the first, I do believe this is the first time this season, Harry Vossmeyer will lead lap number one. Let's do a quick checkup, and something has happened to Adam Barker. Adam was toward the back of the field. It looked like, oh, a bobble, and through the sand, he manages to save that car, keep it off the wall. He has come to pit road. Giancarlo coming by to take 23rd place. He's picked up one position. He is 4 seconds behind the main pack and 18 seconds behind the leader. Giancarlo has won by more time than that this season, so we'll have to wait and see if he can do it again here today. But with Giancarlo so far back, the entire pack, is a little bobble out of Dylan Steinbach. The entire pack is right there together. We're not seeing as much spread out as we have the last couple weeks in the early laps. Of course, the draft playing a huge effect here today because of the long straightaways. The part that will separate the pack is right here as they come through the carousel down toward the kink. And let's see if Yuho picks up any ground, as we know they can flat-foot it in the Porsche through the kink. He gets almost to the back bumper there. And he's going to make a move. Goes to the outside as they set up for the tight right-hander. Oh, and almost gets a bump from Maximilian Gunther. And now Gunther drops down. He's going to try and make the pass for second. Can't get it done yet. This battle at the front could continue. These three equal speeds so far. Taking a look through the field to see who the biggest movers are. Kevin Martin will love this. McCready has picked up 6 spots. He started in 13th. He is up to 7th. Dylan Steinbach and Matthew Allen have had an issue. Let's see what happened to Matthew. Oh, and right in front of Giancarlo. Let's see what happened to Dylan Steinbach. Oh, a big hit. And everybody manages to negotiate past him. Simon Zierk also having an issue there. Simon Zierk off into turn 1. Same thing we saw out of Giancarlo on the first lap. Ray Bartanowski has crashed. And, he just overcooks it. Oh, and then gets, I believe that was Zierk. A rough start for a lot of drivers here today. Not for Harry Vossmeyer. He gets the lead on the first lap and currently able to hold Yuho off. Maximilian Gunther staying right with him. He is battling every step of the way. Keeps looking for a place to pass. Meanwhile, these three are actually pulling away from Nick Sorensen and the rest of the pack behind him. Chris Perry currently in 5th. McCready now up to 6th. Scott Malawi, we talked to him before the race. He said just being consistent was the goal. He'll take what he gets from that, and so far that is paying off. He started in 11th. He is now up to 7th, and we always see him coming through. Simon Zierk is on pit road. We did see him get a piece of that incident earlier with Ray Bartanowski. Dylan Steinbach also had to tow to pit road. Gregorio Caridi now up to 9th after starting in 14th. And Rudolf Gunther started in 17th, is up to 10th. Janet Gunther started in 18th and is up to 11th. Jason Wahlberg, who started in 20th, is up to 12th. Todd English started in 21st, is up to 13th. And Martin Johnson started 22nd. He is up to 15th. So we've got several drivers coming forward, making some passes and avoiding the chaos, has picked up a lot of positions. Yuho has gone to the lead. Let's see how he pulled that off, because Harry was doing an amazing job. Yuho, they get together. Yuho trying to set up on the outside. It looked like Harry just did not realize he was there. Expect to see Harry come into pit road before long. That car has some significant front end damage. And you see he is having to really get out of it. Gregorio right behind him, having to be careful not to get into the back of him. And meanwhile, Yuho and Maximilian Gunther are now first and second. Yuho just ran the fastest lap of the race last time by. Let's see if he beats it this time. Coming down to the start-finish line. Nope, his last lap was the fastest of the race. 2 minutes, 6 seconds, and 6/100ths of a second. Adam is back out on track. He is currently in 22nd, 1.5 laps behind. Still has an opportunity to get back up and pick up some positions, especially with the chaos we're seeing. It looks like he might actually pick up another spot here as Ray Bartnowski on pit road. And based on Adam's lap times, I think he's going to be okay. He's obviously not going to win today, but he's already picking up some speed on the drivers ahead of him. He's currently 5.4 seconds behind Simon Zierk and a little bit further back from Matthew Allen. Yuho, meanwhile, trying to open up a bit of a lead, 0.8 of a second over Gunther. Nick Sorensen back in third, and McCready is now up to fourth. Porsches do seem to be a bit dominant today. They're currently Porsches in first, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 10th, and 11th, and 13th, and 17th. I mean, with 12 Porsches in the field, obviously that is half of the cars that started this race are Porsche. The first car not a Porsche is third place Nick Sorensen. Then you have to go back to 8th place Gregorio Caridi, who's in a Lambo. And Jason Wahlberg just moved into 9th place in a Lambo as well. A little further back, Matt Zepka has an interesting paint scheme there. Let's ride along with Matt for a lap around this 4-mile track. Coming up the hill to the start-finish line, staying in the slipstream of the Lambo ahead. Braking for turn 1, setting the nose down in there. A little bit of a whine out of the Porsche when it hits high revs. Down through the second turn, setting up for the next straightaway. Staying right on the back bumper of Martin Johnson right now. And it'll be interesting to see, can Matt hold the throttle when he gets down to the kink? Back uphill just a little bit into the left-hander, setting up 2 more turns, then to the carousel. Looking for a line past the Lamborghini ahead. And out of the left turn, heading into the carousel here. This was one of the places that the Porsches were said to be the fastest car. Down the long straightaway, through the kink. A little bit of a lift there, not much though. Right turn, setting back up. Oh, gets a little bit loose there. Might have gone just a hair too wide. Good save, though. And through the final right-hand turn, turn 14, down to the long front straightaway. Aptly named the Road America Straight. And that is a lap of Road America in 2 minutes and 8 seconds while following a Lambo. And it looks like Matthew Allen had an incident a moment ago. Looks like he got on the brakes a little too hard. Might have had too much rear bias in it. Oh my goodness, a close call there. The back end kicking around there. He gets the car turned around and he gets going again. Yuho out front now has a 2-second lead. And let's check on, you're not going to believe this, folks. Look who's back in the top 10. Giancarlo is now in 10th place. Obviously a little bit of chaos ahead of him helped, but Giancarlo had gone all the way back to 24th place after a mistake going through turn 1 on the green flag lap. Got down into turn 1, caught too much of the rumble strip, went around, went all the way back to 24th, has now made his way back to 10th. Looking at his lap times, his fastest lap, a 206.14, excuse me. So his fastest lap just a hair slower than, as he has a little off track there, just a little bit slower than Yuho. But his last time by, he's actually just a hair faster. So he may not have the fastest lap out there, but he has the most consistent laps right now. And the most consistently fast. However, he is still 22.7 seconds behind the leader. However, a top 10 here today, you know, he's probably not going to complain considering the way it started, but this race is far from over. 1/4 of the way through, and Yuho in the lead. Maximilian Gunther in second. Nick Sorensen now third. McCready up to fourth. Chris Perry is fifth. Scott Nalawi is sixth. Mike Marshall seventh. Gregorio Caridi eighth. Jason Wahlberg ninth. And of course, Giancarlo is in 10th. Interestingly, 8th, 9th, and 10th are the three of the 5 Lamborghinis. The other 2 are in 12th and 13th. So could we see long run, is the Lambo a little bit faster and more stable? Be interesting to watch how it plays out, and definitely the disparity of the makes this week is going to play a factor here. Yuho continuing to open up his lead over 2.5 seconds over Maximilian. Sorensen in third, and I was looking, McCready a moment ago was actually gaining on Sorensen, but it looks like at the moment he started to lose a little bit of time. Chris Perry in 5th place is actually gaining on McCready right now, and he's got Scott Nalawi with him. Scott currently running in 6th place. He's another one that has had some really bad luck here recently, had really, really good runs, and just gets caught in other messes. Sometimes when he is running in the top 3 or top 5, so hopefully today he can shake off some luck. Hopefully Adam Barker shakes off the last of his bad luck. Adam's now up to 17th, actually. Adam is marching forward. He is now just over 5 seconds behind Simon Zierk. And it appears that he is actually gaining on him. Down the long back straightaway with the kink in it, the Porsches have been the fastest through there. Points leader Giancarlo in 10th place, almost to the back bumper of Jason Wahlberg in 9th. Gregorio Caridi is a little bit further ahead, about 4 seconds ahead of that battle. Mike Marshall even further up, but he is coming to the back bumper of Scott Nalawi. We've got 3 cars that it looks like 5th, 6th, and 7th all still in play here as they start to gain on each other and close up. McCready starting to pull away just a little bit again. He's now got a 3-second gap over Chris Perry. And speaking of 3-second gap, Yuho just got a 3-second gap over in the lead over Maximilian Gunther. Maximilian, another guy does not have the fastest laps out there. He is not far off the leaders, but his lap times are incredibly consistent. Literally within hundredths of a second from lap to lap, very little fall off. And looks like Clayton Allen just had an incident. Looks like coming up the front. Oh, he gets a little bit of the grass coming through there and hard into the outside wall. Gets into that tire barrier and just tore up the right side of that car. Going back to the battle, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Chris Perry, Scott Nalawi, and Mike Marshall. Scott all over the back bumper, and they have closed the gap again on McCready. Just a moment ago, that lead was 3 seconds for McCready. He had a little buffer zone. They have already closed it down to 2 seconds. So we may end up with a 4-car battle up here in the top 10 in a moment. McCready in 4th, Chris Perry in 5th, Scott Nalawi in 6th, Mike Marshall in 7th. And Gregorio Caridi just 3.5 seconds back from that. Giancarlo has gotten past Jason Wahlberg for 9th. Some of these guys that had issues earlier are making massive headway. Adam Barker now up to 16th and gaining on Simon Zierk. Simon Zierk in 15th, Matt Zepka in 14th. Quite a bit ahead though. Looking at it, it looks like Matt Zepka is the first car that has not had an off track or an issue that's because from Simon Zierk in 15th on back, number one, there's an 18-second gap from Zepka to Simon Zierk. And number two, Simon Zierk, Adam Barker, Ray Bartnowski, Janik Gunther, Mike Dolling, Clayton Allen, Matthew Allen, Harry Vossmeer, and Rudolph Gunther have all had issues. As has Dylan Steinbach, who is now in 24th place. And Yuho's got a challenge for the lead. Maximilian Gunther has closed the gap. He's now right there. Left-hand turn, and I thought Gunther was going to set up and make the pass there, but backed out of it through that section. Headed down left-hander into the carousel. That was not Gunther right behind. It's somebody in a matching car, though. That was Rudolph Gunther in the same paint scheme as the second place car, Maximilian Gunther. That's going to get a little confusing, as Maximilian is actually 4.5 seconds back. Wow, that was a bit confusing there. Nick Sorensen third, McMullet McCready in fourth. His gap has shrunk to 2 seconds. Chris Perry, Scott Nalawi, and Mike Marshall are coming quickly. And Rudolph Gunther has had an incident. And just slides up the track and ends up going around the other. Gunther has to come by. And Yuho continues to extend his lead. Maximilian had to avoid the wreck in front of him. And Matthew Allen, another incident. Matthew really struggling here today. Just no luck. He catches that rumble strip just right to send him around. Quick check on points leader Giancarlo. He is 7 seconds back from Gregorio Caridi. But he has some lap traffic ahead that'll help him just a little bit. And Giancarlo now 27 seconds back from Yuho. Yuho's lead now 7.2 seconds. He can actually back off and start playing a little strategy here. As we approach halfway, we'll start to see some pit stops coming. There is that battle for fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I think that was Scott or Matthew Allen goes off course again, letting this battle go on by him. McCready's gap over Chris Perry is now down to 1.9 seconds. He's not let it close much more since it broke the 2 second mark, but Chris Perry and Scott Nalawi nose to tail on the straightaway is definitely going to help them. And it looks like Mike Marshall's lost a little bit. He should still have the slipstream, but it won't be as effective at this point. He's lost a little bit on those cars in front of him. Yuho out front, 7.5 seconds. He has not seemed to extend that lead since. Nick Sorensen, he is 2.5 seconds back in third. He is actually having a very consistent lap times as well. Not gaining or losing much ground on anybody right now, just being consistent. Pit strategy here might be the key today, as we've seen in the past couple of weeks. When Giancarlo pits, he waits as late as possible, gets as little fuel as possible, and seems to be one of the fastest on and off pit road. Speaking of Giancarlo, last time we looked at him, it was over 10 seconds from him to Gregorio Caridi. It's now 6.5. Checking on another one of our top guys that is making his way forward. Adam Barker now up to 15th. And 3.5 seconds back from Simon Zierk and closing. James Crook currently in 13th place after starting 19th. He's made up a lot of ground here today as well. Guys that stayed out of trouble on the early laps have made up a ton of ground. Scott Malawi comes to pit road. Chris Perry now in 5th. Mike Marshall moves up to 6th. McCready. Okay, Todd English is coming to pit road as well. Looks like the back half of the field is coming now that Scott Malawi has. Let's go back and look and see if anybody else comes to pit road this time. As Adam Barker comes out of the final turn. A bit surprised to see guys stopping this early. Historically, most everybody has stopped after the 30-minute mark. Or right at the 30-minute mark. Usually not a couple of minutes beforehand unless they have a problem. When Yuho gets around to the pit road entrance, it'll be right at the halfway mark for the race. He could make his stop then, but expect Yuho to stretch it at least one more lap. However, this is not the track you want to run out of fuel on because the tow times would be extreme. Looks like only those two drivers come to pit road this time. And the leader stays out. Maximilian stays out. Nick Sorensen stays out. McCready's going to... No! Nope, it looked like McCready was considering it. Chris Perry stayed out. Mike Marshall stays out. Looks like everybody, for the most part, is going to stay out. We might see some guys a little further back hit pit road this time. Giancarlo now up to 8th. He picked up one spot from pit stops. Adam Barker picked up a couple of spots under pit stops. Of course, both still need to stop at some point, but Adam Barker's closed that gap down a little bit further. Now 3 seconds to Simon Zierk. Giancarlo now 5.5 seconds to Gregorio Caridi. And expect Giancarlo to be one of the last to hit pit road. As our leader comes through the carousel and back down the long back straightaway through the kink. Seen quite a few cars have issues right through that section, but Yuho has been consistent. He's not pushing it too hard. And right now, almost an 8-second lead. He really doesn't have to. Coming through the final section of the track, final right-hand turn. Matthew Allen is on, well, nope. Yuho is coming to pit road. Now, who tries to stay out and stretch their fuel? Maximilian stays out. And Nick Sorensen's going to stay out in 3rd. McCready stays out in 4th. Chris Perry is coming to pit road. Mike Marshall is staying out. Gregorio Caridi stays out. Giancarlo is going to stay out. So only Yuho and Chris Perry out of the top 10 come to pit road. Now Maximilian Gunther in the lead. He has a 4.5 second lead over Sorensen. McCready in 3rd is another 4.5 seconds behind them. Mike Marshall 6 seconds behind McCready. Gregorio Caridi right there with him though. And there is Giancarlo continuing to make his march forward. James Crook came to pit road this time as well. Gunther down through the carousel. Hey, thanks, David. Giancarlo currently being scored in 6th, still has to make his pit stop. He'll lose a little bit of ground there. Expect Giancarlo to stretch the fuel further than anybody, as far as he possibly can without... Oh, there's a spin. It was Matthew Allen spun right in front of Maximilian Gunther. Gunther comes to pit road and gives up the lead. Now Sorensen in 2nd is coming to pit road. And McCready is going to come to pit road. Looks like we're going to get most everybody this time. Mike Marshall, Gregorio Caridi. Giancarlo is going to come to pit road this time. Jason Wahlberg. Yuho is already pitted, and here he comes out of the final corner. Now he is going to come up, currently being scored in 8th. He'll start picking up spots as he passes pit road. Should reassume the lead. Nobody is on their way out of pit road yet. And Yuho is back in the lead. Simon Zierk, and remember, he pitted on lap 3 due to an incident. He had to go in and get repaired. Probably topped off his fuel a little bit. He is now up to 3rd. Maximilian Gunther comes off pit road in 2nd, right in front of Simon Zierk. Nick Sorensen is off in 4th. McCready is off in 5th. Scott Nalawi is 6th. Mike Marshall 7th. Chris Perry 8th. And Giancarlo back to 9th. Gregorio Caridi in 10th. Jason Wahlberg comes off 11th. And as we have seen throughout this race, after Giancarlo's incident on lap 1 and turn 1, he went to the back, and then those 3 Lamborghinis, Giancarlo, Gregorio Caridi, and Jason Wahlberg, have pretty much stayed nose to tail, working their way up through the field. But that pit stop was extremely fast for Giancarlo, and he did pick up a little bit of time. It's put him back within striking distance of Chris Perry. Actually, once he catches Chris Perry, then Mike Marshall's right there as well. Scott Nalawi just a little bit further ahead. Yuho is still 27.5 seconds ahead, so I don't see... Oh my goodness. Yuho comes up on a car that's blinking. Matthew Allen looked like he had a blink as they came down into that tight right-hander. And fortunately, Matthew Allen moved aside. He toes to pit road. He has not had any luck today. You got to feel bad for a guy who is just out there turning laps, trying to stay out of the way, and everything seemed to have gone wrong for him today. Yuho out front. After pit stops, he has almost a 10-second lead over Maximilian. Simon Zierk now very close. He is only 1 second back from Maximilian. And he is the top running BMW at the moment. Nick Sorensen still the top running Ferrari in 4th. And Giancarlo the top running Lambo in 9th. Expect to see Simon Zierk on pit road anytime now, as he pitted on lap 3. So he'll be reaching the end of his fuel window. And meanwhile, checking up on another driver, Adam Barker just picked 15th back up after pit stops from Clayton Allen. Once Simon Zierk pits, that'll put him up into 14th. One of the guys that has been at a problem early on and is making the best of it right now. Just looking at the time, he is 8 seconds behind Matt Zepka, but Jason Wahlberg about another 20 seconds ahead, 26 seconds ahead. Yuho, meanwhile, way out front. Almost a 10-second lead. And let's see if Simon Zierk comes to pit road to make his final stop here. No, he can go at least one more lap apparently. Just over 20 minutes left to go in the race. Nick Sorensen 4th, McCready in 5th. Scott Nalawi, he is currently running in 6th place, and after starting in 11th, just a consistent run here today and could start marching his way up the points this season. Giancarlo is now up to 8th place and is setting his sights on Mike Marshall. And it looks like Giancarlo gets through that turn a little bit better than the Porsche. Bit of a surprise. Now down, will he be able to get through the carousel better, though, is the question, because that is where the Porsches have been the strongest. From the carousel to about the final corner is where everybody said the Porsche was the strongest. Giancarlo, though, staying with him step for step, goes a little bit wider, loses a little bit of ground, but not a significant amount. And now Giancarlo is looking for the pass. See what kind of speeds they're running down here into the tight right-hander, already slowing up for it. As they come through the final corner and start accelerating down to corner number 1. Of course, they have to go up the hill, but $130 at the top of the hill, a slight downhill from here. $150, Giancarlo looking to the inside, 157, 158, 160. Gets to 160 before he gets out of it for the turn. And move Giancarlo up into 6th place. Simon Zierk did go to pit road last time. He is now back up off of pit road. And currently running in 13th. With Adam Barker not far behind in 14th and gaining. Yuho has extended his lead now to over 10 1/4 seconds over Maximilian Gunther. And that battle we saw forming before pit stops has definitely shaken up with the pit stops, as prior to pit stops, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th were all nose to tail all the way around the track. Now McCready in 4th has a little over 2 seconds over Scott Malawi in 5th, and Harry Vossmeyer has had a crash. Oh, it looks like he was trying to cut to the inside and make the pass there, just loses the back end. Manages to save it and get going again, but loses a little bit of ground. Harry now back in 18th spot. Harry, one of the drivers that had to pit early due to heavy damage on the front of that car. Giancarlo, the points leader, currently in 6th place and almost 30 seconds behind Yuho. 16 minutes left to go. He's not going to make up that time and get to the lead. He still has a chance of catching Scott Malawi 5 seconds ahead and McCready, who is 7 seconds ahead. But anything beyond that, looks like Nick Sorensen in 3rd is about 14.5 seconds ahead. Mike Marshall still staying with Giancarlo. He could give him a run for his money here. Chris Perry in 8th, Gregorio Caridi in 9th, and Janet Gunther in 10th. And I guess they were right about the car split here today, because it is Porsche's 1, 2, 4, and 5, 7th and 8th, and in 10th. One Ferrari in the top 10, that's Nick Sorensen in 3rd. The Lambo of Giancarlo in 6th, and the Lambo of Gregorio Caridi in 9th. Yuho continuing to lay down really consistent laps. He is not pushing it though. Last time by, times between him and Maximilian Gunther almost identical. Nick Sorensen in 3rd, actually a little bit slower. McCready is actually gaining on Sorensen right now. 7.5 seconds ahead. We'll see if he can catch up before the end of the race. And Giancarlo actually starting to pull away just a little bit from Mike Marshall. Jason Wahlberg has had an amazing run today. He started back in 20th, now up to 10th. He is the biggest mover of the race so far in that Lambo. Let's ride along with him and see if he is getting some of the same speeds that we saw out of Giancarlo. Coming down into towards the carousel. And down through the carousel. Be interesting to see if the Lambo has to lift through the kink ahead. Just barely lifts. downshifting all the way down to second gear. Alright, now back up the front straightaway towards the start-finish line in turn 1. Remember, we saw Giancarlo hit 160 before he got on the brakes. Without draft help, he's up to 156, 7, 8. Only could get to about 158 at 2 miles an hour. Not a huge difference until you do it lap after lap after lap, and then it'll start to eat away. Scott Nalawi is now caught within 1.5 seconds of McCready. And Giancarlo is gaining on 5th place. Scott Nalawi, it is now down to 3.8 seconds. He's also closed the gap on Nick Sorensen down to just under 13 seconds. Still too much to pick up before the end of the race, but Giancarlo easily within range of getting 4th place in the next 10 minutes. And maintaining that points lead. Meanwhile, Yuho has backed off just a little bit on his lap times. He's consistently running 207.1 every lap the last couple laps, just not pushing the car to its absolute limit, trying to make sure he makes it home safely with 10 minutes left to go and lap traffic ahead. Harry Vossmeyer is just ahead of him. You see Yuho coming into the back of the shot there. I actually tested here the other day in the Lambo, and shout out to Giancarlo for the way he is getting that car around this track, because I completely struggled with it. Adam Barker has picked up another spot. He is now up to 13th. He is still closing on Matt Zepka. He is 3 seconds back. And Matt Zepka has closed back in on Simon Zierk in 11th. Yuho out front, closing in on the lap traffic. We've seen Giancarlo in the past few weeks just go flying by all the lap traffic. But will Yuho do the same, or will he back off and not risk it? Meanwhile, Giancarlo, as he comes down the front straightaway, 3.5 seconds back from Nalawi now. And then the next battle back with Adam Barker gaining on Matt Zepka and Simon Zierk. Last time by, Simon Zierk actually pulled away from Matt just a little bit. Adam Barker still continuing to march forward. You got to give a shout out to Adam Barker and Giancarlo. Those two guys, amongst others, but those two guys have made the biggest comebacks of the race so far. Both of them involved in early incidents, both of them going all the way to the back of the field, and both of them managing to recover very, very well. Giancarlo in 6th, Adam Barker in 13th, and both of them still within striking range of several more positions. Giancarlo now 3 seconds back from Scott Nalawi. Adam Barker now 2.4 seconds back from Matt Zepka. And Simon Zierk, the highest running BMW, is actually pulling away from Matt Zepka and Adam Barker right now. Another driver we have not talked about much tonight at all, or today at all, Martin Johnson, who started in 22nd, is now up to 14th and continues marching his way forward. He has managed to avoid all the chaos that has happened literally right in front of him on a couple occasions, drive through it all, and picked up a lot of positions. A fast pit stop helped as well. He's currently in 14th. Won't be able to pick up any more positions, but he is holding off Janik Gunther in 15th. Scott Nalawi is on pit road. With 5 minutes left to go, Scott Nalawi comes to pit road. Should just be a fuel stop unless he needed repairs. Just a splash of gas. Looks like Nalawi just didn't get enough fuel on his stop. And Simon Zierk is coming down. Nalawi now back to 10th. Can he hold him off? That moves Giancarlo up to 5th place now and trying to run down McCready 3.5 seconds ahead. Nick Sorensen 5.5 seconds ahead. And meanwhile, Yuho has continued to extend his lead. It is now 12.5 seconds. He is bearing down on Harry Vossmeyer to put him a lap down, but hasn't got to him yet. We'll see what his strategy is when he gets there. Just over 4 minutes left to go as they cross the start-finish line. Maximilian Gunther in 2nd place, 12.5 seconds back. Sorensen another 10 seconds back. And we've got a car off track. I believe that was Clayton Allen. No? Clayton Allen did have an off track there, but and Adam Barker's day goes from bad to worse. Let's see what happened. Oh, gets loose coming through the kink and tumbles, spins, and landing on his roof. And a heartbreak for Adam Barker. He was picking up ground. Dylan Steinbach also having an issue a moment ago. He goes through the sand. Couple of guys who are starting to make their way forward after early incidents now going backwards. And Nick Sorensen's nice new paint scheme is definitely paying off here tonight. McCready has closed within 1.6 seconds and Giancarlo right behind these two. So we might have a battle for third before this is all said and done, but there's not a lot of time left. Just 2.5 minutes left. They'll probably get the white flag this time by. Now let's see, where is Yuho? We'll hop in Yuho's car and see if he gets the white flag as he comes up the front straightaway. It's going to be close as to whether or not the Barney is waving that white flag or not. White flag is in the air for Yuho. One more lap to go. Yuho got the lead on the first lap when Giancarlo goes around out of turn number 1. Yuho manages to get by and picks up the lead halfway through the lap and has not looked back since. Oh, we've got... Is that Harry in the wall? And Maximilian Gunther and Nick Sorensen will be coming around in a moment. Does not look like Giancarlo will pick up any more spots. He is up to 4th, or up to 5th. McCready in 4th. Sorensen in 3rd. Gunther in 2nd. And Yuho is coming around for the final time. And you can tell McCready is sending it. He is gaining very quickly on Nick Sorensen. But as they go through the carousel, will he have enough time to get there? If Sorensen makes a single mistake, McCready will take him. But Sorensen has not made a mistake all day. Mike Dulling has been involved in an incident. Oh, he just gets into the turn a little too hot, spins it around, gets it going, and Yuho, meanwhile, is coming. He takes the checkered flag. Yuho wins for the first time this season. Maximilian Gunther coming up the hill. He is going to finish in 2nd. Sorensen out of the final corner for 3rd. And McCready was right there. McCready needed one more lap. Giancarlo finishing in 5th and Mike Marshall 6th. Gregorio Caridi will come home 7th. Chris Perry is going to come home 8th. Jason Wahlberg is going to finish 9th. Scott Malawi in 10th. I say that, but he's still got Simon Zurich right there on the back bumper. Can Simon do anything with him here as they come up the front straightaway? It's not going to be enough. Nalawi will come home in 10th place. And what an effort by McCready and Giancarlo at the last part of this race. McCready gained a ton. And Giancarlo obviously making up a ton of ground here. Hey, Yuho, this is Doug. You got me?
Yep. Got you, Doug.
Hey, man. First off, first win of the season, so congratulations, man.
Thank you. Finally.
Well, I have to ask, man, did you get a little bit worried when you saw Giancarlo going around right beside you?
Yeah, well, the first few laps were pretty mayhem. We touched with Harry several times during the first few laps. I guess you saw that, and in the end, he didn't really leave me any room on that tight braking corner, and we touched, and he flipped, unfortunately. But I guess I will be hearing what he thinks about things.
That's usually the way. I heard the funniest phrase this week: the racing is simulated, but the drama is real.
It's real. It's for sure. It's real.
Well, man, congratulations. That was a heck of a run, and I mean, you just kept walking away from Maximilian and everybody else. So that was a great run, man.
Thanks. Thanks. It was a good race.
All right, man. Congrats. All right, let's see if we can get a hold of Maximilian. Hey, Maximilian, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, man. Congratulations. That was a heck of a run there.
Thank you very much. It was a great lot of fun.
I rode along with you once, and you were one of the guys that probably through the kink had the most throttle in the car there, and I was amazed at how well you were holding that because everybody else, even the other Porsches, were getting out of the throttle quite a bit, and you just weren't.
Yeah, but my tires were struggling at the end pretty heavily.
Well, it didn't show, man. Your last few laps were actually faster than Yuho's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He 12 seconds ahead. He had an amazing drive.
Yeah, he really did. But, man, you did not do too bad yourself. It was a nice, great race and a great way to finish the race, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was second place. Let's see if we can get Nick Sorensen. Hey, Nick, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, man. First off, congratulations. That was a great third place and the highest finishing Ferrari, I might add.
Well, thank you.
By like a lot. You know, you see most of these Porsches out here. You're one of the 5 Ferraris that started the race, and I think only like 3 of you actually finished. And obviously a third place finish. I have to ask, did you consider switching to the Porsche this morning?
Yeah, I absolutely considered it. I tried to run an official race this week in the Porsche and just wasn't feeling it. I couldn't get the car to turn. So I just went back to the Ferrari like I'm used to. The start of this season, Ferrari's been good to me, so I just stuck with it.
Well, it is definitely being very good to you. Now, I have to ask the one important question. Had it been one more lap, do you think you could have held Eric off?
No, I think he was coming on strong, and it's sad to say I was really under the weather today, so made it tough to concentrate. But I'm glad I held on for third.
Well, it was a heck of a finish, man. Great job holding McCready off, and congrats, man.
Yep, thanks, Doug. Take care.
All right, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Giancarlo. See if he is still available. Hey, Giancarlo, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, good, man. Okay, first corner.
Yeah.
Too much gas on the rumble strip there?
I think I might have gotten off the brakes a little bit too early. Just, cold tires, first corner, very full tank of gas. Just the car wasn't ready to take that corner at the speed that I was going. I think I'll have to look back to see what exactly I did. But yeah, I'm grateful that the car 180'd and stopped well off the racing line, and I was able to flip it around without getting hit or ruining anybody else's race.
Now, the next obvious question is, you come out of that deal 24th, about 5 seconds back, and manage to overcome a ton of chaos in front of you, drive through the field, and pull off a 5th place finish. So the important question here is, you want to drive my race car for some league races in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, I think given the turn one circumstances, that was probably the best possible result. I mean, even during the race, maybe it's because I knew that I went back to last. I made a few mistakes, a few kind of close calls, but I'm pretty happy, all things considered, with P5.
Well, you definitely should be, man. That was one heck of a run and one heck of a comeback, buddy.
Yeah, I also I thought I underfueled the car by a lap or so, and then I was fuel saving after the pits, and then the race ended up going 1 lap less than predicted. So I was kicking myself. I probably could have caught Eric there in 4th place and brought it down to the line.
Well, it was definitely one heck of a run. Even though you didn't get to Eric, you still came back fifth from being 24th on the first lap and several seconds behind, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good one, Doug.
You too, buddy. All right, Giancarlo probably still the points leader. He had a big lead coming into today, so I'm sure he's still going to be the points leader before it's all said and done. But for now, yeah, Yuho ends his winning streak this season, so might be seeing Yuho on top. Could we see Yuho back in Championship 4? Make sure you come back next Sunday and find out. We might see Yuho pull off another win. Can they finally put a stop to Giancarlo, or will Giancarlo get another win and continue to extend his championship lead? Don't forget to come back tonight at 7:30 Eastern. We'll have BRR Cup Series followed by the Fast and Fun ARCA Series, and all the racing throughout the week, including the Jones BS racing on Monday and a whole bunch more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. That was a heck of a race. Congratulations to Yuho, first race of the season, first race win of the season.